This is Dusty Jones, here to talk to you about the Mayan Numeration System. The Maya civilization was an ancient Native American culture, and they were one of the most advanced civilization in the Western Hemisphere before the arrival of the Europeans. The people known as the Maya lived in a region that is now eastern southern Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, El Salvador, western Honduras, the Yucatan Peninsula, basically this area in green on the map here. The Mayans lived as a culture for more than 2,000 years, and they built these giant stone pyramids that had a lot of steps on them, you may see in the pictures here. They also developed a system of writing that used hieroglyphics, and they recorded their achievements in mathematics and astronomy. To do so, they used some numbers. The Mayan numeration system was additive, just like all of the other number systems we've looked at. It was positional, the order of the symbols did matter, and it was based on groups of 20. So it wasn't a decimal system, and it wasn't a sexagesimal system, but another base 20. And so the Mayan numeration system used three symbols, a shell, a dot, and a line. With the three symbols, the shell, the dot, and the line, they could write numbers up to 19. The shell, you see, is their symbol for 0. A dot is the symbol for 1, and a line is the symbol for 5. And in doing so, they could get 0 up to 19, 19 being 3 5s and 4 1s. And the Mayans were one of the only ancient civilizations that understood the concept of 0. That shell is not merely a placeholder, it is actually a number. They were the first culture to do this. This was something truly magnificent in terms of the development of number systems. Using a base 20 place value system, the Mayans did the following. Now they arranged their numbers vertically instead of horizontally. So here where we have a dot and then the shell, that's 1 in the 20s place and 0 in the 1s place. So one group of 20 is 20. Similarly, here below we have a line over a shell, and that line would be in the 20s place, so 5 groups of 20 and no 1s, and so we have 5 groups of 20 is 100. For some other numbers, such as 33, if we think of this in base 20, how many 20s can we get out of that? There's 120 in 33 with 13 left over. So we can put a 1 in the 20s place and 13 in the 1s place. And so here we have it written out with the place values 1s, 20s. The next place value would be 20 squared, which is 400. And the next one after that would be 20 to the third power, which is 8,000. So we have 1 in the 20s place and 13, 2 5s, and 3 1s in the 1s place. So that makes 33. Of course, the Mayans didn't write the place values out, and certainly didn't use Hindu-Arabic numerals. Those hadn't been developed yet. And so how they would have written 33 is shown here on the right. Another example, 429, has 1 400 in it, 1 20 in it, and 9 1s. And so to write this, we have 1 in the 400s place, 1 in the 20s place, and 9, a 5 and 4 1s in the 1s place to make 429. Another example, 5,125. So if we want to find out 5,125, how to write that in Mayan, I'm going to think about the different place values and at the very bottom they had their 1s and then 20s and then 20 squared is 400s, and then the next place value above that would be 20 to the third power, so 8,000s. 8,000's too large for 5,125, so we're not going to have any of those. So now I need to find out how many 400s are in 5,125. And so I will take 5,125 and divide it by 400. And I get 12 and some stuff. So 12 400s. So 12 times 400, that's 4,800. So now I've got 5,125. If I take out the 4,800 we just taken care of, whoops, then we get 325 left over. Now I need to find out how many 20s are in that. I'm pretty sure there's 16, but I'll divide it by 20 and see, yep, 20. So 16 20s. And then we had, so this is 4,800 plus 3,000, or 320. 4,800 plus 320 is 5,120. I need 5 ones in there to make that 5,125. So now I take these numbers and convert them to Mayan. So in the 400s place I'll have 12, which is 2 5s and 2 1s. 16 is 3 5s and 1 1. And 5 is a 5. So this final thing would be in Mayan. Face glyphs or head variants, pictures of faces or pictures of heads. This was a formal system, sort of like the hieratic. It's very, very artful, although the faces to me look kind of scary. And here are a few that symbols for 4, 9, 14, and 19. And some other face glyphs here for 0 through 19 that I found on a website. And then another numeral here or something. Actually, I don't know what this is saying, but it looks like we've got some face glyphs and some of the lines and dots in this figure here. I'm not going to ask you to know any of the face glyphs on a quiz or test. I just want you to know that those also were used for numbers as well. And arranging these faces vertically would indicate the place values that were associated with the faces.